You know, if Alec Baldwin's charges didn't come down yesterday, I would have been talking about this earlier because I find it very, very relevant and a good follow-up. Definitely needed at this point in time. We're getting towards the end of that 30-day countdown where Tristan, Andrew, Tate brothers are being held captive in a Romanian hellhole, to be, completely honest, and to take the words right from Tristan. And I know I'm already poisoning the well in the affirmative for the Tate brothers and Georgiana, who's also being held as well, okay? One of Andrew's girlfriends, okay? She's been in a couple of the thumbnails that I've used, but yeah, she's being held there. I think Luana's been released. I'm not entirely sure about that one. I thought one of the girls was released, still under suspicion and all that stuff, and they're still doing their investigation. I don't know if anything else has been lifted yet, but that's where we're at this point. And yes, people who are in control of the Tates and different Twitter accounts right now are tweeting out a couple of different things, but this would obviously have to come from Tristan, okay? And Andrew tweeted out about a day or so ago that both of these guys have a list of 5 different people that they're allowed to have in as a visitor. Yeah, I just figured might as well pull it up anyways. Okay, I've just filled out my visitation form. Besides my lawyer, I'm allowed 5 visitors, 4 family members, and the 5th is Aiden Ross, which is interesting. And he is the consummate marketer because, well, having a loyal soldier on your side, somebody of that level of fame and fortune, and they seem to be on good terms with one another, so I can't really fault him for that one. And Aiden Ross is kind of down right now, given the fact that Twitch kind of booted him for any reason being given. Twitch is such a, fruity fucking platform. Nothing would really surprise me at this point in time. You might be asking, and maybe you've been reading ahead a little bit instead of staring at my beautiful face, like, why do you have this pulled up, Don? And it's like, okay, let's just read it, okay? Because these are the type of people that the Romanian authorities, or whoever's instructing them that they need to, detain these guys while they, figure out what to do. Maybe to just put the fear of God in them for 30 days, okay? Just show them how powerful they can be if they don't fucking play ball. Maybe that's what it is at the end of the day. I'm kind of leaning in that direction, okay? Because, again, my assessment of the evidence and then the tertiary, or just the little... the appendices, if you will, to this investigation that Vice have so nefariously put out, I've found it to be a little bit lacking. But again, the authorities are ultimately going to have all the evidence, or really lack thereof, when everything is all done. And yes, the shot clock is running on this, and unless they get an extension on this, which is possible, they can be held for an additional 150 days, which would be absolutely ridiculous given... the different accounts of these places, because it doesn't really sound all that nice, okay? These aren't, Fed accommodations in the United States, or Sam Bankman-Fried's honor system detention in the Bahamas, where he was allowed to just peruse the guard room. He had his own refrigerator, and now a guy who smuggled away, $11 billion, $16 billion, sorry, I didn't want to sell him short on that, stole, misappropriated $16 billion of other people's money, is chilling out in Northern California right now, while the Tates are smashing cockroaches for fun for 30 days. Fuck is going on with the world, man? All because they have a positive male message. It makes me sick to my stomach. Falsely imprisoned in this hellhole, I met a man. He was upset. His 2-year-old niece needed an insulin pump for her family. Oh, yes, needed an insulin pump her family could not afford. The moment I get out, I will rectify the situation. God has a plan. These are the type of guys that are painted as misogynist, evil people, okay? Oh, they just want to control women. Oh, they beat women. Oh, they traffic women. Hell, he's the brother to a rapist of women. Taking this story at face value because they've never been anything but keeping it $1.50. Meeting a guy in a prison who, if you can read between the lines, was probably stealing in order to afford an insulin pump for his niece, ends up getting pinched. Tristan and Andrew have more money than... probably everybody in Romania combined. He's going to right that very obvious wrong that has happened. And this is one of the many reasons that I am more than willing to promote this message and stand behind them 100%. Some people will take the centrist fence sitter side of the equation, okay? I see Timcast trending right now for whatever reason, okay? Last night, or right now at time of recording, I know it sounds weird and everything like that. I want to get this out appropriately and at a good time for tomorrow, or today when you're watching this. Hi, he's talking about the Steven Crowder Daily Wire stuff, which I'll probably talk about in due time, because I haven't watched any of the videos and have a very tepid take on everybody involved in that situation. But regardless, I'll clear that up, okay? But when it comes to the Tate brothers, I've heard their content. I've listened to what they do, or listened to what they've done. Heard testimony from the people that are closest to them. They sound like authentic, genuine, good people. And in a society where the people who trend are the people with the most clout, some of them are scummy individuals, okay? And they're trying to pour slime on people that are authentic. People that have a good message, people that have good values are being maligned by the vast majority of people on the internet, even if they aren't standing up and supporting the Tates at this point in time, in their time of need, when they can't fight back against all of the different media hit pieces. If you're just standing on the side, or if you're just taking the TikTok, Instagram reel, YouTube short take about what the Tate brothers stand for, if you're buying into the bot mentality, what else are you going to buy into? It's so easy to see what these guys actually stand for. You might not like all of it. You might not like the delivery method. You might think that they're a little bit too harsh in their message. But it's ultimately a message that is good for men and good for women. So we have our guy here, Sulaiman Ahmed, okay? He claims to be a neo-journalist. So does that mean that he's better than the current crop of journalists? I hope so, because he seems independent, okay? A PhD candidate researcher. All right, so a pretty smart fellow. Master's in philosophy. Let's see, okay, a PGCE in mathematics. Okay, that's United Kingdom accreditation in mathematics. That's why it was unfamiliar to me. An LLB in law, okay, author, blogger, and teacher, okay. Don't really know anything about this guy, but I've seen that he did a big breakdown about all of the evidence that's out there and seemed to come to a similar conclusion that I have, but he's just filled in a couple of the different gaps that I was unaware of. So let's see if he's going to be correct on what's shaken down, and this will serve as the update, if you will. I have reviewed the allegations against the Tates, and they do not stand up to scrutiny. I know, right? It's almost like those one-sided messages that were put out by a bunch of just, spurned former lovers. Never was intended to be criticized. It was supposed to be accepted wholly because we #believe all women on this corner of the world. I'm still surprised that they were arrested based on a lack of evidence in this case. Yeah, and that's kind of why the phishing attempt ended up happening. And again, these are some of the most famous people in Romania. Okay, they live there, they job creators there, even if it is just, some chicks shaking tits on camera. Okay, they own casinos in Romania. They might do a couple of other things in Romania as well that are above board, okay? They enrich the country of Romania. They have a high profile there. So, on one hand, okay, you don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, but then at the same time, if you can, put high profile heads on your wall, you'll do that as well. But then we took a look at, the acquittal rate. It's not the slam dunk that the United States federal government gets from their prosecutions, because when you get arrested and indicted by the feds, it's over, okay? As opposed to Romanian officials, it's about a coin flip. Okay, so let's take a look at what Sulaiman found in the evidence right here, okay? And you can tell, okay, he's got free top G's. I know where this is going to lean, and that's totally fine, okay? We hear a lot about the Loverboy method, okay, and the Romanians trying to convict the Tates based on this method. What is the Loverboy method? You sell a girl a dream, and then she finds out that, I'm not the only one. I'm not special at the end of the day. It's funny, because when guys do that, when guys do that to a girl, that gets assigned a nefarious term. But women selling men a dream, and then reneging on that afterwards, that's fine. You just need to, man up and learn from your mistakes. Funny how that doesn't work that way, and women want to talk all about the double standards that are out there. All right then, yeah, but this is not correct. The broad definition, when taken in isolation, can be used to convict anyone. Yeah, and even trying to use just dating slang that's out there, like I know what it is, and you might have, a different take on that type of stuff, but I understand that type of game that's run. That's, for some people that's out there. I keep it more sturdy in mine, but that's really doesn't much matter. What about that is illegal? You're love bombing girls up front. I'm going to take you around the world. I'm going to treat you good. We're going to do all of this stuff together. You sell them a dream. Okay? Lying to somebody and then, offering them an opportunity to make money isn't illegal. Okay? Like, what are we doing? Heck, you could even reverse it and claim that catfishing is the lover girl method. Hey, that's my dude right there. Exactly. And that happens. Okay. There are entire schemes. Okay. There's an entire system set up on Instagram. You ever heard of filters before? Okay. You see them. Okay. There are hundreds and hundreds of Daily Mail, New York Post, other tabloid websites. Okay. Continuing to run those stories of this one TikToker shows you how you can do your makeup in order to make it look like your eyes are actually symmetrical and you aren't missing an ear. And you know what happens? Yeah, when the guy is the offended party in this, it's like, oh, fuck, well, this is not what I signed up for, and I'm going to have to, you know, vociferously scrub my pillowcase from all of the makeup that came off of it, but you live and you learn. It's not an illegal offense, okay? Loverboy is just an aspect of human trafficking. Can be. Alone, it's not a crime, and that's why the judge didn't refer to it in his 9-page judgment. Good point. Loverboy, human trafficking. Number 1, number 2. Okay, in this case, number 2 is important, and number 1 is merely used to prove number 2. Oh, that's kind of like how you can get some Bork decisions that ultimately get overturned in higher courts in the United States. Okay, not saying that this is a thing in Romania. I don't know about the laws. I don't know about the rulings, what happens in Romania. Okay, we're all learning about this in real time. But you use conflicting clauses, okay, in order to make it seem like you proved something. And then you just kind of sneak it by everything. It's like, oh, the evidence doesn't quite line up, okay? It's like with the Alec Baldwin situation, okay? Hey, bring that up again, because it makes total sense, okay? He got charged with involuntary manslaughter. Probably a reasonable charge in that case. But then at the same time, if you omit a couple of things, like he didn't know, it's like, oh, you had reasonable belief that that gun was loaded. Could have charged him with second-degree manslaughter, second-degree manslaughter, second-degree murder. Hell, you didn't intend to kill her, but you ended up doing it. It was a spur of the moment. It was a fling of passion. There were words exchanged beforehand. You had reasonable motive in order to kill her because, I don't know, you had an old gambling debt with her husband or something like that, okay? You could infer a lot of things. You could make it look real bad, but when you strip it all back, speculation alone doesn't land you a conviction. You can convict solely on number 2, so the human trafficking aspect, okay? But you cannot convict solely based on 1, all right? Lover boys or Romeo pimps are human traffickers who usually operate by trying to make young girls or boys fall in love with them. That's interesting, okay? And that's already presupposing that these people are human traffickers to begin with. Romeo pimps. Well, there's also gorilla pimps who are just going to beat a bitch until they do exactly what they say. That's a totally different game to run, okay? And when I say that I'm sturdy with girls, yeah, no, I'm never hitting them at all whatsoever. Outside of a couple of he said, she said accusations from a bunch of spurned women from back in the cut, nobody's alleging that to the Tates either. But, yo, I don't take that statement to really mean anything because that's already presupposing that they are human traffickers. It's just trying to explain everything ex post facto. Sometimes they manipulate young people in other ways. Once they have victims under their influence, they exploit them, for instance, in the sex industry. Yeah, I can also exploit them to go to the corner store. It's like, babe, I don't feel very good. Can you go get me something to drink? I love you. It's seduction. Again, another thing. It's like, I'm glad Buddy pointed this out right here, okay? Because you'd take her out for steak and you'd take her out for burgers, okay? It's the same girl, but that's the type of treatment that you would get based on face value. UN definition of human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of people for profit, or receipt of people through force, fraud, or deception with the aim of exploiting them for profit. I think it would have been more appropriate to have the Romanian definition of human trafficking, but I would think broadly it's the same. It's kind of like murder around the world. The same general understanding applies. The main point from this definition of the quote, what is exploitation? Yeah, exactly. Because, okay, human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or the receipt of people. All right, well, that could also be a school bus driver, okay? Through force, fraud, or deception. Yeah, I said I was going to take you to, I don't know, Oak Elementary School, but I took you to Poplar. Aha. So this is a multi-tiered thing, okay? So you have to be taking people somewhere through nefarious means for a profitable endeavor. Interesting. Multi-tiered. It is not defined, but Marja Janovic provides 3 aspects: abuse of vulnerability, excessive gain, and sustained action. like I pointed out earlier, I should be doing this professionally. In my view, the U.S. woman does not fulfill any of the three, let alone all three. That U.S. woman, by the way, that's the Miami girl who went and was shaking ass on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and then when her boyfriend called over, she's like, "Help, I'm being raped and human trafficked." Even though she bought her own ticket to Romania to go party with the Tates, and then when she found out that nothing serious was going to happen outside of her getting her back blown out, and she decided to flip the script on all this stuff. The Moldovan doesn't fit 2, and we need more information to decide 1 and 3. Yeah, exactly. Abuse of vulnerability. Okay, sustained action. What do we mean by sustained action? Okay, over a weekend, over a month, over years, like, what requires sustained, okay? And what is action? Does everything have to be of a specific uniform standard? Okay, does it always have to be sex? Does it have to be sexual pictures? Does it have to be on camera? Like, what are we talking about here? We know for the U.S. woman, okay, it doesn't apply as she's from the United States, a first world country, and she paid to go over there. It doesn't apply if she didn't do cam work for them, but she did post on social media about how happy she was to be there, okay, and according to the judicial documents, she was paid upkeep. And 3, doesn't apply as she has been there briefly. Yeah, it was for a weekend, and she partied and even got a pizza from the road and then came back in, all under her own volition. While the Tate brothers weren't present, conflicting reports. Either they were sleeping at the time, or they were out at the club partying somewhere else to get away from the women. This woman was not human trafficked. Yeah, what do you know? I felt like it, though, okay? As for the Moldovan woman, based on judicial documents, she does not fit number 2. As the U.S. woman said that she was told by the Tates people she would be living with women, and the Moldovan who claimed that they were sharing profits with the Tates. Oh, see, that's a problem. That's a problem, because a lot of people are reading in heavy to some statements that Tate made well beforehand that, he would just put these girls on camera and then take all of the profits that they made, okay, because that's what he would do because he's top G. It's almost like he was being hyperbolic in order to sell a course that was titled PhD. Not the same one that Sulaiman Ahmed has, okay? Andrew Tate's course was called Pimpin' Hoes Daily. Imagine that. Somebody trying to sell a pimpin' course was being hyperbolic. Fucking weird. Or even still, him reiterating, I think it was during the XQC debate, one of the first big streams that he did on Aiden Ross's channel at the time, back on the Twitch channel back in the summer of last year, where they were having this discussion about what if your girlfriend came to you and she wanted to open up an OnlyFans account, and then Tate's solution of that was, okay, cool, if she wants to do this, okay, and he wouldn't take a girl like that seriously, okay, he was just engaging in the hypothetical scenario. He said that, all of the girls, money, okay, if she wanted to do that, if it was exclusively for her wanting to express herself out there, okay, all of the profits would go to him. It was a hypothetical situation made for entertainment value, okay? And no, even if he was snitching on himself for thousands, millions of people to see, okay, it would still be a burden of proof for the Romanian government to prove that he was taking all of the cash. He was taking all of the profits from the business and everything that the girls were making. And even still, this is as ludicrous of a statement as, yes, McDonald's is human trafficking people because they sell hundreds and thousands of dollars of food every single day, and their employees are only paid a pittance. You understand how ludicrous this shit is. People refer to the Tates on Tate's website, where they explain how they get women to join the webcam business, but they deliberately ignore the most crucial words: "We will get rich together." Yeah, I read through that. Maybe not the last video, but the one before that, okay? Where there were some girls who were like, I got him. Oh, he said that he makes those girls fall in love with him. And we read through all of it, and it's like, okay, this does not mean, this means that the statement does not fit into number 2 and is not human trafficking. Exactly. Literally, that was my job. Yeah, just reading this back again. Okay, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, test if she's quality, get her to fall in love with me, to where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on the webcam so we could become rich together. Exactly. If you want to take one hyperbolic statement, you better take the other one. They're all for for the exact same purpose. Marketing. Okay, and we got one video right there. I want to run this back because I got another, and we got another video as well. So, but what about the other 4 women? Interesting. Yes, the 4 women, because we've heard from 2 of them now. Sulaiman, right there, he just discredited another 2 of them. So the other 4. Okay, what do we got here? First 2, the women have come out on Romanian TV and UK TV claiming that they're not. That the Romanian prosecutors have decided they are victims. Oh, these are the ones in the flesh right there. I could see why Tate selected them. I'll just say that. They have also been interviewed by the BBC, which is quite strange. Yes, exactly. Beatrice and Jasmine, who Romanian police deemed to be potential victims of Andrew Tate, say that they were friends, not victims. Yeah, we went over that. Yeah, that's a couple of videos ago at this point in time. But just as an overview on that stuff, they're saying, no, we liked doing what we're doing. We've never complained. We are not victims in this case. We're friends. They treat us very well, and we would just like to go back to our regular lives because we're not bringing this case against the Tates. We're not, we're totally fine. I don't know what you guys are doing. If this is the case, then we have maybe 2 or even 0 women, and the entire case rests upon the U.S. and Moldovan women. Of course. No one has provided any information for which women accused of trafficking. Here's the link to the video of the U.S. and Moldovan woman partying with their phones. Oh, do we? I think we do, kids. Yeah, here we go right here. That's not very large. Okay, and everything is being subtitled anyway, so I will just go ahead and do this because you guys aren't full screened yet. And hey, guess what? Oh, we do it live, everybody. We do it live. Okay, so yeah, this video was recorded on a potato, but you can see. Okay, so there you've got Georgiana and Luana, 2 women that were arrested alongside the Tate brothers as well. Okay, we don't need any audio on this one because they're both speaking in Romanian, but everything is subtitled. So what you'll see here in the video off to the side is at least the U.S. girl. I'm not too sure. I think the Moldovan girl is there. Is that what our buddy? Yeah, that's what our buddy alleges right there as well. Okay, I've seen this. Fresh and Fit broke this down. I've seen this video before, and it gets pretty raunchy, mostly because these girls are being human trafficked, and they're just trying to perform to save their lives on Instagram, or I don't know, man. Like, they're out there, fucking flopping asses around. It's kind of ridiculous, but like you can see here, but she's still okay. Like, just set proper context on all this stuff. Okay, this is the American girl. Okay, as Luana says. Okay, this is the one with the long hair and the tattoos. Okay, long hair, tattoos. So that one right there, okay, with the corset and, everything's just hanging off of her shoulders. Terrific. Okay, yeah, so this one. So that's the American girl. She's from Miami. The one in the front, she's the one that says that she got raped. So in front of the other one, 3 weeks before the party. As you can see, it looks like everybody's being held against their will. But she still came to the party after the alleged rape. Yes, of course, because she felt for her life. It's terrible, the tattooed one with the long hair. As you can see, yeah, and then she turns around the camera on herself. Scared her boyfriend because she didn't want to do anything. Oh, interesting. Well, if you got a boyfriend, what are you going to be doing here? She didn't, they said they expect to go. They're talking very fast. There must be shorter words in Romanian. She didn't expect her boyfriend to file a complaint to the police. Yes, Interpol at the time, I do believe. And there's, I don't know, their old ass shaker. She tried to find a solution to escape. Yes, but then the pizza got there, and then she just came back in. Okay, so Jesus. And she didn't expect him to file a report, as we all know. How did she end up in Romania all the way from America? Here's what happens. Social media. Yeah, she got flued out because she was sliding into Tate's DMs. Anyways, everyone knows very well that money attracts people. It's normal. Of course, man. Yes. Not only do they have money, many do. As you can see, now they're doing TikTok dances. Do they look like they're being human trafficked, held against their will? Just fucking stop it. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, many do. But she already socializing with him on Instagram. Yeah, DMs, man. Georgiana. Okay, so yes, they knew each other on Instagram, and she wanted to be here, and they know each other better. She wanted to fuck. But she never said she never got a relationship or anything like this, because of course not. She came on holiday. Oh, god damn it. We need to run it back just a little bit. I want to read all that. Okay. I said, want to come here and know each other better, because she got a relationship or anything like, but she never said she got a relationship or anything like this. Of course, man. You're the entertainment for the weekend. So sucks to suck. If he knew that she was coming. Okay. Logical. For what reason would they have to come? Why? Is it only for girls that don't have boyfriends? No, man. They don't run the screening test on that one. If you want to show up, fuck it, man. And you look like you're wearing the appropriate uniform, which all of those girls are right there. Well, come on in. No matter if it's a man or a woman, doesn't matter. He doesn't destroy anyone's relationship at the end of the day. Yep, of course. Hey, man, if you want to come in and you meet the requirements, feel free. Okay, so yeah, at the end of the day, that's cool. But they actually have respect towards the rest of the people. Why are we speaking about a relationship destruction? She didn't come to the party. Oh, and she didn't come to work to collaborate. Nothing. He only came hoping to have a relationship with him. Yep. So feel free to watch the rest of that video if you would like. It just mostly gets more debaucherous, especially with one girl who's wearing some pink lingerie at the end. It has to get blurred out because her box is hanging out the back, but she's definitely being human trafficked, guys. Don't worry about it. I think that's Miss Miami. So what's the judge's view? Page 3, the judicial ruling says evidence on trafficking is a 3-step breakdown. Witness statement, a psych report, and a wiretap. Interesting. Okay, a psych report. Okay, that can be bought and sold. Remember, okay, if you want to cast your minds back to April of 2022, there was a trial that was going on at the time that kind of has quite a few echoes to this one right here. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. There were a couple of different expert psychologists that were up on the stand. I forget the specific designations of both psychiatrists, psychologists that were up on the stand, but one side alleged that, oh, good old Amber Heard, okay, because this was the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial after all, okay, Amber Heard had a couple of different mental conditions, if you will. Histrionic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder. That was alleged by Johnny Depp's Dr. Muffins, after all. And then, old Dr. Dawn, Dr. Hughes. Oh, yeah, I'll remember that, ghoul's name forever. She got up there and said, nope, Amber Heard, she suffered from specific partner abuse, and she's a golden lady, and she would never do anything wrong. So as you can see, they can both be professionals and both come to very different conclusions. So what do we have here? Page 2 of the judge. Okay, there's reasonable suspicion that the defendant committed crimes of organized criminal group in relation to human trafficking. All right. As explained in the previous thread, page 4 explains page 3 of the evidence. Reasonable suspicion falls in number 1. To refer to court to remand, okay, to prosecute, to convict, okay. So yes, they have reasonable suspicion based on some victim statements that are out there right now, or sorry, in some circles, some survivor statements. Makes me sick to my stomach. So yes, to remand. What the brothers and Georgiana are being held on right now. Prosecute. Yeah, we don't know. They don't really have all of the evidence yet. They keep on seizing stuff, but no real developments have been made yet. And then convict, well, that's going to take a minute. The evidence only meets 1, according to the judge. There's not enough evidence to prosecute or convict. Wiretap leaks to the press show the judiciary, prosecutor, and press have an incestuous relationship. What? Oh, my lord. Are you telling me that there's corruption in Romania? I don't believe it. We should be concerned. As for the leaks, they're weak and don't meet conditions of human trafficking. That's why the judge said they need more evidence to prosecute. All right. Oh, cool. We got another Tate video of him going, just being picked up by the cops. That was all the way back at the end of December. Saw this relationship when Tate raided the Tates' home on the 29th of December, and Tate was there, and a suspicious amount of media personnel. It's just a little bit weird. The press were there with their equipment ready to shoot the arrest and the raid. Funny. You don't normally see that, okay? The only other time that I remember seeing anything close to that was when Roger Stone's place got kicked in, but CNN, oh boy, they were there just, to shoot everything appropriately in the early morning hours. Yeah, and there was nothing funny about that investigation either. Anyways, is that normal in organized crime cases? Answer is no. Well, unless... Yeah, shows Romanian SWAT team leaving the door of Andrew's escort van open so that a civilian in a ski mask can take a picture. Yeah, funny how they made that so very publicized, okay? High-profile individuals getting snatched up for a high-profile investigation because, let's keep it a buck, okay? I said it at the beginning. These are high-profile individuals. They were saying some, funny stuff about Romania, about how easily accessible corruption is in the country. Romania realizing that, well, if somebody's going to be filing some reports on our name, we better try to clean up our image, and I'm sure there wasn't any outside pressure coming from that. That's just obviously speculation, of course. Couldn't be anything to that at all whatsoever. This is important because the prosecutor is relying on the press to paint the Tates in a bad light. Yes, of course, and this is another thing, okay? Ultimately, if this case never goes to trial, if charges are never laid, and that at the end of the 30-day period, both of the brothers, Georgiana and Luana's names are cleared in a criminal sense, the court of public opinion has ultimately been decided. Because there were some brainlets that were out there beforehand, okay? The Ethan Klein and Hassan Abi. They were all continuing to parrot, well, he's like a human trafficker running like a Ponzi scheme. And his equally brainless audience, both of their equally brainless audience, would continue to perpetuate the same fucking nonsense. What do you think they're going to do now? After this 30-day period, even if none of the evidence ends up boring out, oh, they were picked up on rape and human trafficking charges, so they're like bad people, bro. Just continue to be like us, just fucking lumps in a chair who never offer you any sort of benefit, never try to better your life, never try to expand your mind in any form or fashion. Nah, fuck that. You just need to listen to me, listen to the authorities, bro. You don't even have to think about it. We know the judge was biased. He approved the seizing of assets worth about $5 million when the civil claim wasn't even 0.1% of it. Oh yeah. The defense were only given 45 minutes to prepare the case. Yeah, there's an interview with Andrew Tate's lawyer, a very long Romanian name. I think it's a Victor or an Ov or something like that. But yeah, he was saying that they only got documents like 10 seconds beforehand. It's like, go through all this stuff. We're going to throw your clients in jail. You need to have any further questions? We'll catch you back on Monday. We'll see you after New Year's, okay? Don't worry about it. Tate's lawyers were meant to have the case within 10 days, and it's now been 20. Yeah, and they haven't got any of the documents. Still no case files. But don't worry, bro. We're definitely trying to get to the bottom of this. Are you expecting a fair trial? If it gets there, yeah, who knows, man. After going through the documents, and I have to agree that the judge, that even with the wiretap, there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute, let alone convict. What? So why is this circus of criminal investigation still ongoing? I will let you decide. What should be a bit of concern to any upstanding citizen is that the judge has already acted in a manner that appears to be nefarious and biased. Based on the above, can we trust him? I think not. Good stuff, Sulaiman. Very good breakdown of a bunch of the different outlying evidence that's out there. And before we punch out, we got one final video that I found out there, okay? What video of Jasmine. Okay, so one of the girls saying, I don't know why I'm being called victim. We're totally fine in situation. It's all great. We like Tates. We work with Tates. They're good people. But she, yes, labeled as one of the victims by the Romanian police. She explains how certain evidence is being discarded by the Romanian police and how they're leaving out key details. This is not good, and even if you aren't a Tate fan, which I don't know why you'd be watching this late in the video. Maybe you're hate watching, which thanks, I guess. I don't know, man. Just do something better with your life if that's what you're doing. If you don't like me, just go somewhere else. I'm totally fine with that, okay? I got other people that like me. I'm fine with that. Just fuck off. You're weird. This video, man, of people that are on the ground, that are forcibly being... If anybody's being trafficked in this situation, it's at least two of the victims that are out there because they're being used, okay? Their likenesses are being used against their will. So somebody should be looking at the Romanian authorities, okay? So we'll take a look at this.
First of all, I would like to start by saying that there are no victims in this case. It all started April last year in 2022 when two girls that lived in my home with me locked themselves in their room and claimed to be held there hostage. But here's the facts.
Oh, yeah. Those were the two that we seen dancing beforehand. Okay.
When the authorities and the police broke into their room, raided our homes,
Okay.
they forgot to mention something really important, and that's that the key was in their room on their bed. Now,
Okay, that's very interesting, right? Oh my God, we're being held against our will. Our doors are locked at all times. Oh my God, did the Tate brothers have a key? Is there only one key? Oh no, actually our key's right over. Sorry, I forgot. We'll hide it under our pillow next time. Don't worry about that. The fuck?
I don't think it's just the victims lying anymore, it's the police as well.
Oh shit.
There is a reason why they don't want to put that certain detail in the files.
You go
And
off,
it's pretty
queen.
obvious. This is all about some election in 2024 and the
Oh,
vacant
shit.
spot for the decode leadership that the prosecutor wants. The police know
Oh,
that there was
okay.
no crime, and they are holding the Tate brothers locked with no evidence because they think it's good for Romanian politics. Now, the
Okay.
other two victims that the police claim to be involved in this case are me and Beatrice.
Oh, okay.
And we have been given 3 statements so far clearly saying we are not victims and we have never worked with or for Andrew and Tristan Tate in any way, but our statements keep getting thrown away. The police don't care
Right.
about the truth. They don't listen to neither me nor Beatrice. Instead, they choose to listen to 2 girls that went on a luxurious vacation on the French Riviera a week or 2 after being rescued for whatever they claimed to be. Another fact is that the police threw away the surveillance footage from the house, inside the house and outside the house,
What?
because they don't consider it evidence.
Okay, I gotta stop her there. She's dropping a lot of truth bombs, but I don't know how she knows that stuff. It's like, okay, cool. I would imagine probably not anybody allowed to be on the premises while they're searching them right now. Okay, that makes sense. But how would she know that stuff? Okay, that's the only thing that's a little bit concerning. So go play fair on this one. Okay, I'm not discrediting anything that she's saying. Okay, but then she's also saying that there's 4 people involved in this case. So who are the two other victims? Okay, because there were 4 people that were raided. Are they simultaneously charging the 2 women that are being held there at the same time? Okay, and then also claiming that they're victims in a certain sense. They're being sex trafficked, but then also they're held What is going on? Because, yeah, this is very strange, and there's not a lot of people that are actually party to the information, so let her continue.
That proves that those girls were able and were going for walks. They were going out of the house with their phones whenever they wanted, wherever they wanted. We want justice. They want political points. And I'm sure that my statements will never be put in the case files because they don't want the truth. All they want is political points. The corruption is so highly valued, justice will never come out to the surface.
Yo, that's kind of sad. But then at the same time, okay, if this does go to trial, like I'm just reading through this in a, American Canadian sense, like her statements, it would be weird, but she would be allowed to be called as a defense witness and everything that she's saying could be, signed off on a deposition. Okay. I don't know if that's entirely what would happen in a Romanian court. I'm just, trying to draw out the logical conclusions. So that would make everything seem to be a little bit fucking odd. But if this is ultimately going to be a bench trial, and if this is a political motive, because the prosecutor in this case might be running for a higher office at the end of the year in 2024, that's concerning as well. But ultimately, it's been a couple of quiet days outside of this update, this video that I just seen here as well. I'm concerned. The quiet is concerning because when there's actual movement, you can analyze the movement. And with all of these additional claims of corruption on top of it, I don't like the direction that this is going. I still think at the end of the day, when this is all decided and we start to get to the end of this detention period, I think the brothers end up going free, okay? Or at least they get released, okay? Does the investigation end up getting wrapped up? Maybe not. Maybe not quickly. But I think this is going to drag out for, at least a little while longer here in 2023. But I would love to see the Tate brothers get released here, really, really quick. But I think we're going to find out definitely within the next week to about 10 days because 30 days is going to be up. Today's the 20th, and they were, snatched up on the 29th. So at the latest, the 29th, or they'll be released, or we'll probably hear next week something about an extension, or they'll be back out on the street. I truly hope it's the latter, because again, the evidence that's been made publicly available, shaky at best, corrupt at worst, but I'm finding a disturbing lack of substance, and the bad faith actors they're running wild on the shit that's out there right now, but somebody's got to push back on it. I'm lending my voice on that one, and you guys are lending your ears and your eyes as well, taking a look at the evidence that's out there, and I appreciate you all very much for that. So keep yourself on the cutting edge on this one, because I'm going to be paying attention to it and updating it whenever I have the opportunity and whenever the information becomes available, because I like the message. I think they're good men, and both of those things are tremendously underserved in today's day and age. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.